Just from an injury standpoint yesterday, Alex Anderson had the concussion, so he'll go through the protocol. We'll see where that's at. He's seemingly responded well today, but again, he's got to go through all those tests to get through the week. Sean Williams, had some issues in the second half. He's really fighting through it. We'll kind of see where he's at this week. B.W. Webb played with the cast and came out okay with it. So that's really where we're at from an injury standpoint. Andre Jones got banged up there at the end of the game. Again, he'll be day-to-day. That's kind of how he's been each week. We usually give him some time on Wednesdays. That'll be no different this week, but don't expect anything long-term there. But so, some guys that'll have to kind of get through the week, but for the most part came out without any major injuries there. We got another tough test this week against Baltimore, divisional game. First time we played them this year. They've had some good success this year. They got some good weapons on both sides of the ball. But, again, excited for another opportunity. It's a divisional game. It's an easy one to get up for. It's on the road. It'll be a tough environment. Our guys are still just meeting with them today. Still have the right mindset that we're going to go out and attack this week and get together a good game plan and execute it as best we can and get out here with a win this week. So fired up for the opportunity.
Any update on Cordy and AJ?
No update on Cordy and AJ. AJ, again, we'll get him through this week. He will not practice this week. Kind of be on the rehab field, but again, feel like he's making good progress. And then Cordy's same report that I usually give.
With all the injuries to the receiver position, do you still feel like 11 personnel gives this offense the best opportunity?
We keep looking at what personnel groupings will give us the best chance, and carry 4 tight ends, got 4 running backs up right now, so we continue to look at how to give ourselves the best chance.
So does that mean AJ would not play in Baltimore then?
He would not play in Baltimore, no.
How much do you need to see a guy like that practice before you'd be comfortable to put him in?
I'd like to see him at least once. Each player is different depending on what the injury is coming off. I watch him every day on the rehab field, so I see him do some good things. And, there'll be some things we ease him into. It's that you don't just go out and full-blown practice the first day after being off for really 2 months. There'll come a time that when you start working him into individual work and then ease him into practice. But they get encouraged with where he's at. And, I say don't practice. He's not going to take any reps against the defense, but would like him to get some individual work when he feels like we're ready to make that move.
He's indicated that there's been some talks between his agent and the franchise about his contract moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like y'all, with the deadline about 3 weeks away, where do you feel like y'all are at with that process right now? Do you feel like are you encouraged with the way the talks are going?
Yeah, that's something that happens with a lot of players as we go, to be quite honest with you. And he obviously means a lot to this organization, so something we continue to talk through.
Was there a setback after the initial injury? Because I remember when we first met with you, it was supposed to be the beginning of the season. Now we're getting close to.
No, there's no setback. I'm not a doctor, and so certainly be careful with what I speak when it happens early in training camp and on any prediction. That's all that comes down to.
Yeah, offensive line got challenged, obviously, in Pittsburgh. Mentioned, they had a rough day there. After looking at the tape, how did it go for him yesterday?
We did a better job keeping guys off of Andy. He got hit a couple times late. They were throwing a lot at us there in those last 2-minute drives, trying to create some pressure. One thing we went in that game, we weren't going to let Suggs and Chandler Jones dictate that game. That just wasn't an option for us. And so I thought that they did a really good job responding. That was the tight ends and the running backs, too, played a big part in that, and Andy getting the ball out of his hand when we did draw it back and pass. And so it wasn't too far off from the game, the type of game that we wanted to play. There's just 2 opportunities down there where we have first and goal, really on the 3rd and goals, where we lost out on 8 points, and that's the difference for us right now in some of these games, is we can't miss those opportunities. So we felt like for the most part, we scored on 5 of the 9 drives on offense. Really had opportunities to score touchdowns on most of those drives, and just end up kicking a couple field goals, and that's where this game got us on offense.
Are the struggles in the red zone just a lack of execution?
Well, yeah, I mean, you look at the 2 third downs, and it's pretty easy right there to look at that one. So that gets hard. We got to step up and make some plays when they're in those situations.
How would you describe the process of being a play caller and being a head coach? I mean, how has that been, the adjustment for you?
I think it's the preseason's really good in that regard because you do get a chance. It's your first time doing it. You need some reps at it. And so those 4 preseason games, I know everyone talks about cutting down the preseason. I know for my first year as a head coach, I'm really thankful that we had them because you get a chance to work through a lot of the kinks in that regard. Where week 1 at Seattle, I feel like every week's been the same since then. You feel in a good rhythm because you got this 4 games out of the way. But had I not had those this year, then it might seep into the regular season a little bit. But for me, that was good, and it was good for the whole staff to get on the same page there. And so once the season's hit, we felt great about all that stuff, me particularly.
Did you pick Sean and Matt's mind before, as you were going through the process of, hey, what works, hey, what doesn't? I mean, how many of those conversations did you have?
A couple guys. Everyone's got to do it a little bit differently because your staff's always built differently, but certainly guys who have been in that role before. I'm always open to taking advice where I can get it, and so feel comfortable with where we're at.
You're talking about the 2 third-down plays in the red zone. I mean, as a coach, is there anything you can do to help guys when opportunity knocks to make the play rather than, do you think, I don't know, are guys pressing? Second guess is always easy. I mean, Auden Tate catches everything, and he doesn't catch them. The Viper, puts it behind. I mean, is there anything you can make ease their mind somehow when they're in the kind of situation they're in, I guess. I don't know. What can you do?
Make it easier, get to 3rd and goal in the 1. I mean, really, there's ways I look at, okay, what calls earlier can we do to put ourselves in better position there? But ultimately, that's where we're at. We're 0-5, and it's 0-5 because we all got to do a better job. We all got to be better at our jobs, and that's what we've really challenged the guys this week. Is let's spend the extra time making sure that we're communicating in all facets with each other, and that we got to get that winning mindset back, and we got to get back on track. And so we're 0-5. Everyone evaluate with where they're at right now. We're not pointing fingers. Figure out what you can do better. That's me. That's the coordinators. That's the players. That's the leaders at each position group. What can we do to ramp it up a notch to go get this first win?
How much does, as losses start to pile up, does it undercut some of the culture that you spent so much time caring about and trying to create here?
That's the emphasis right now on, we always say it's about us, and that's from day one. It's let's listen to what's going on inside this building. Because rightfully so, we're 0-5, and so we're going to take a lot of shots right now. That's what comes with the territory. We got to make sure that doesn't seep into the minds of everyone in this building. Let's close that off and listen to each other and know that we can each do a better job. And that's what it's going to take right now. And so don't let what's going on in the outside world. It's what comes. You're 0-5. That's what's going to happen. But let's make sure that we're all making sure that we're doing our best.
A few players mentioned how you went around the locker room on an individual basis with players.
Mm-hmm.
And they were impressed by that. It had never happened to them before. What was your mindset, your objective, having those meetings?
You lose a tough game, and everyone feels it. I feel it. The coaches feel it. It's still about connecting with the players and getting the most out of them. The easiest way to connect and be critical of guys is when you build a relationship with them, and so that's just part of the process. Is you don't lose a game and then shut everybody off and me start blaming everybody and them start blaming me. That's not the way that we're going to approach this. And so sometimes when it's fresh like that, you want to make sure you connect with the guys and just make sure that we're all still on the same page, and that's what I feel from them.
Was that pretty impromptu, or what did you feel like? Okay, I want to go back in there and just kind of check in.
Yeah, I think I did my interview with Dave in the locker room, and just saw some of them around, and guys that had a big role in the game. And I can't say that there was any thought that went into it. It's just it kind of is what it is sometimes.
Is this a time where you lean on some of those veterans like Andy and Carlos who have been through the ups and downs in this organization to kind of spread that positivity and that culture that you're trying to build?
Yes, it's the leadership at every position. It's not just the unit, it's every position. Let's get every position group to ramp it up a notch. What can each group do a little bit better? Is that more prep work during the week off the field? Is that better communication on the field during practice? Whatever it is, we got to find that extra little notch that just ramps it up. And we've been close in a couple games, and it's not good enough. It doesn't make you feel any better just because you've been close. Again, we haven't won a game yet, and so we're looking at every single way to find a way just to get a little bit better so we can get over the hump.
When
went back and looked at the tape, Coach, the running game so good in that first drive and then tough the rest of the way. Was it something they adjust? Was it an adjustment that they did? Was it something that you guys did?
It really didn't make a big adjustment. I think they probably expect us to throw the ball a little bit more. They played base to 11 personnel, and that's kind of the mindset is let's get them out of the run game and make them throw it every snap. And we really went into this game saying I don't care what they do, we're going to make sure we run the ball. And so we probably had some tendency breakers early on that got them a little bit, and then it really just became into a normal football game at that point where you grind it. You might have a 0, 1, 2 yard run, and then you break off an 8 or 9 yarder. That's kind of what the game became after that first drive. And I thought we did a good job staying in better second manageable, third manageable situations to where those third downs, we weren't many third and longs like we have been in the past couple weeks, second longs. That really didn't happen very often. So we played the game how we wanted to. We stayed in those spots. And again, 5 of the 9 drives we got points. We need more touchdowns than field goals, obviously, but that wasn't a high possession game. That's one of the lowest I've ever been a part of.
Was the experience in Seattle where they also kind of did similar things, if I'm not mistaken, was that a good learning template for you going into this game, saying, okay, this is how we want to attack it if they do go base to 11 a lot?
It didn't hurt. It certainly didn't hurt. We'd seen that before, and they had done a little bit on tape. They hadn't majored in it the way that they did it against us last night, but they had shown it on tape, so we had a plan in place, and we knew to be ready for it. And I thought our guys handled it well. They'd maybe done 16 snaps of it. I shouldn't throw that number out there because we'd seen enough on tape to know that we needed to have a plan for it.
You'd like to see more production in the tight end position offensively right now?
We can help them, make them a bigger focal point in it. Off the top of my head, I can't say that they're not making the plays that are there. We just have to make sure that we're doing our best to get the most out of all of our guys at every position. And again, that falls on the play caller. We got to make sure we're putting guys in position to make plays, and so our playmakers are able to. And because we're down a couple guys at receiver, so we got to look and just make sure we're doing our best to maximize our ability on offense.
How much over these next few weeks are going to be about evaluating the pieces that you have here and what could be good for you all moving forward?
No, it's trying to win a game this week. That's the emphasis right now. We're not. We want to win. We all want to win, and we're all willing to do what it takes to win. And it might be hard to believe, but I haven't seen a change from anybody in the locker room that has a different approach or a different agenda. We're all on the same page here, and so we're going to do whatever it takes to win this game.
Zach, I feel like I kind of ask you about your emotions every week because you didn't expect to be sitting here 0-5.
Right.
At this point. So just how you feeling? I mean, you're human. This has to ding you a little bit, at least when you start off the way you didn't expect to.
My mentality personally has not changed, and it's because the people that I'm around constantly hasn't changed. And so we all go into every game thinking we're going to win and disappointed when we don't. It's not we haven't entered a game thinking we got no chance and then we don't win. Oh, well, that's what we thought. It hasn't been the case. And so that part takes it out of you immediately after the game. But I wake up and I have my Starbucks and I feel ready to roll on Monday morning to get excited to go attack the next team. And that's the people around us feel the same mentality. And so it can be hard if you have the wrong people surrounding you, but we don't. And so that's what makes it easy to rebound. And we still got a lot of games. We got 11 games left, and we got a huge one this week that we all want to win. So from a mentality standpoint, it's pretty easy.
Do you find yourself telling yourself to do more, trying to do more? Is there more I can do? Do you get to work earlier? Do you stay later? Is there anything a coach can do to kind of zap his team out of a rut?
I think we analyze on both sides of the ball, 3 phases of the ball, I should say. We always try to make sure we're doing the right things to put ourselves in the best positions. And I promise you, we do whatever it takes. And we log pretty good hours. I think that's going to be tough to ramp up a notch. But we constantly, when you're 0-5, you gotta be able to really look at yourself and figure out, is there an area we can improve on that maybe we're being stubborn at? And so that's something that we're all accountable for, and we do. And nobody's got too big of an ego that they can't take coaching from another coach or from a player you respect. We all make sure that we're accountable to all that, and no one's got an ego that's too big that we're not willing to change. And if ever we identify a problem that we think we can fix, we're willing to do it.
Kyler Murray and Lamar Jackson, similar skill set. They do some things different. Back-to-back weeks, you get the prototype, current NFL quarterback that can do things with the feet and the arm. Is there any advantage to having the dress rehearsal immediately before another one, or does it not mean a hill of beans?
It's two dynamic guys, and it's similar. The traits are certainly similar to what we saw last week, to what we're going to see this week. I know the players in this building have seen Lamar more than I have. So they both present challenges, and that's kind of some of the quarterbacks that are coming in this league right now are kind of dual threat guys, and they extend the plays and they make them really long, and so you got to be on top of it. And that's what we really challenge our guys this week. Let's make sure we do a great job honing in on the game plan, honing in on the details, and be great communicators, because these guys really challenge you in that respect.